Hello? Hello. Alright. This janky thing is happening again. As you can see, I'm going to try this again. Oh, this is not good. Okay, turning off the sound helps. Cursor off, auto and turn off. Oh, I should probably enlarge the screen. Alright, there we go. So, this is essentially the continuation of the Iron Man run. As you can tell, I'm going to be doing things a little bit differently. So we're a bit farther back, because I have a genuine plan this time. That plan is there is no plan. The plan is bullshit until it works. So this will be the true episode 3. Or true episode 2. I've done everything the same as the first episode. Almost. So these 2 units are not mine. Those are my brother's. And what I've done is I've made a few changes to my weaponry, such as getting Franz a lance from the Ide shop after ending the mission. Don't care about their support. I don't think Nemi is mine. Let me double check. Nemi is my brother's. Gonna move that there. So this is the true episode 2. I'm also going to do better not to be cussing as much, because I rewatched the videos and realized that they are not something to be desired by YouTube's algorithm. So, I plan on doing stuff along these lines. I will be attempting to do things this as similar as possible to the first run, but hope and pray that I get better stat rolls. I will also be trying to use all of the tools that I have at my disposal. Essentially, I wanted to come back after a period of time and reattempt the Iron Man. The first 2 episodes are going to be staying up as a testament as to how someone could horribly fail. Another javelin. One thing I do need to be careful of is this thief, because he can steal if your speed is way too low. I will keep planning on playing aggressively, and what I've decided is to keep using the tools to my disposal. Because one thing I did not do intelligently was use the units I can't use to my advantage, such as killing them. Or, sorry, offing them in a respectable manner. So I took their weapons. And once their weapons are taken, they will be of no use to me. I will be maximizing as much of Mulder as I can, just like I tried to do in the previous run. But in this instance, I will be doing it better than I once did. or once had done before. So I will be taking of my past mistakes. I'll improve upon them. Destroying that wall instantly will cause the archer to move up and attack my flyer, which is not something I want to do. Instead, I want to gather their attention to my shields. I don't want to kill off Ross just yet. I need to keep him so that way I can, or prevent him from actually leveling up, so that way he can steal the power ring from the one mage on the one level. Do that. Move forward. Semblance allows for the greatest. There. Y'all aren't my units. Plan on saving Ross for the moguls to take care of. So the same rules will be applied here. I can use a unit they cannot level up. Hand axe will be great for Franz once I've promoted him. I will be having Franz use Garm. Forgot, is there anything here that I can steal? There's a pure water and I believe an antitoxin on someone. I believe it's the mercenary. Yeah. I will be grabbing the antitoxin, but I will not be grabbing the pure water. The pure water is something not needed. I will be needing the antitoxin in order to prevent the spiders or the poison axe later in the game from affecting me. It doesn't have enough speed in order to double. Now that the archer is gone, him. I won't be able to prevent her from getting attacked, so I might as well make it so that way she can do some attacking. I need to move him out of the way. I'm going to go there. She'll drop him. Okay, I don't think they like the fact that she could attack back. I need to make sure that she can still keep attacking back. I should have enough lockpicks. His inventory is empty. You can hold those. He goes up there. Just double checking to make sure the recording didn't stop, because sometimes that happens. So I believe before I completed this mission and the other mission in one, and then I tried to do the 3 missions of Chapter 5, 5X, and 6 all at one time. Okay, there's not much else I can do with him, so that way I need to rescue him with someone. Rescue. Okay, how do you fare against him? Really well. Need to make sure that way he can't. Or, I do want him to fight back, but I don't want to instantly kill him. She's level 3. So, the reason why I wanted the villagers not to die before was so that way I could get the Orion's Bolt and sell it. Because the only person who can use it, and the only person you get who can use it, is Nimi. But seeing as Nimi is only here for XP and whatnot, I might as well. And what I mean by XP is the fact that she is only here to allow me to feed kills to someone else. One thing I did learn, though, for fighting, from watching a few videos that have come out recently for certain Fire Emblem games, like if all enemies in FE6 had 100 luck, is you can just sit there and you can attack until your character keeps leveling up, which is something I plan on doing with her, so that way she's more viable in the later rounds. I don't care what your name is. I can't take with her. Take, drop, out of range, move back. This might take a minute. So yes, I did restart from the beginning because I did not have the save file on hand, nor would I want it on hand, because I've essentially locked myself into a very hard situation. So, restarting and mimicking early match movements allowed me to have similar level ups to ones I had before. I don't think I got the 6 stat level up on Irika, and I don't think I will get it anytime soon. Also, there was a lot that I was trying to do over the course of the past 2 years, because I double-checked, and when I last released those videos, and it was 2 years ago, so over the course of those 2 years, I've definitely watched a lot more Fire Emblem videos and figured out a better way to tackle this challenge that I've made with my siblings. They have not uploaded any more videos since the first one, but I will see this thing through to the end. I will beat the final boss with my band of misfits that I have chosen for myself. I do know for a fact that I will have to sacrifice Dusel on Formordis, because Dusel is not the strongest, and if I give him Althuma, he should do enough to him that I shouldn't be too worried. It is the first time or it should be similar to the first time I've actually beaten Formordis, because in the first run of beating Formordis, I got sick and tired of having my units come back to life, so I lost Mulder at Grotto's Keep, and I lost Dusel at Formordis. And that was close to, I think, 7 or 8 years. It was a long time ago. It's been forever since I first ever bought it or beat it. And I believe I did manage to beat it on the DS cartridge, like the little Game Boy Advanced one that goes inside the bottom of the DS Lite. So I cannot record system audio, which is probably one of the main reasons why I was lagging so bad. I will do my best. Okay, then it should be Vanessa. I've also gotten a lot more patience over the years instead of just rushing straight into battles and doing other things. Because the past few years I've realized that I've kept losing patience with a lot of different things, and I've done quite a few stupid things that probably would come back to haunt me in those 2 years or years prior that have caused many, many issues. One thing I do not regret, though, is getting a job in that time and actually learning what a minimum wage worker struggles with, and the fact that I do not want to go back to any job like that, especially with how little they're paid compared to what they should be getting. So I think I will do this until she is close to level 12, which could take a while. Unless she just ends up critting the boss multiple times in a row. One of the main reasons why I wanted Cyrene and Tana, or not Cyrene and Tana, but Cyrene and Vanessa, is because they will eventually be able to one-shot Four Mortis. So if all else fails, I will have 3 Pegacyanite who will be able to take her down. I don't think I need to promote Tana in order to do it. So if one of my siblings does have Tana, I should be able to just bring her in for like the last mission, and hopefully she has enough movement or distance or range in order to be able to actually attack the boss. Because being able to do a triangle attack with Vanessa as the lead, as a Wyvern, I think, Lord instead of Wyvern Knight. It's either Lord or Knight. I don't remember which one. It's the one that has the special ability to essentially crit without critting on an enemy. And combining that with, I think, like a Killer's Lance and the triangle attack would be able to finish off the boss. So one thing I need to do is keep Vanessa alive. So right now, these are the only 3 units I can use, because I'm pretty sure all of, like, I know my sister has Gilliam, Garcia, Ross. I know my brother has Mulder, Coleman, Nemi. So I need to make sure I pump everything that I can into my Lord and the 2 mounts that I have access to. My sister has access to Seth, but I will be mid-maxing as much as possible to keep Seth out of harm's way while also utilizing his abilities that he gets access to and his decent enough stats to prevent him from instantly dying to stuff. So Seth at the moment is all of my units' Great Shield ability. One mistake I did realize that I made was the fact that I didn't bring Vanessa into Chapter 6. Now, one of the main reasons why I didn't do that is because of the archers, but if she's high enough level from the previous missions, she shouldn't struggle with that issue. The same thing happened with Archer. And one thing I did not utilize is the fact that I get the guiding ring if all villages have been visited. Come on, take, drop. Double checking for recording. Still going. I do apologize if you see any lag and whatnot. I am also having lag and issues with it. I might just split this whole part up into several segments. I will be calling this episode 2, or True episode 2, or whatever I want to call it, or am going to end up calling it, because I want this one to be able to be watched right after the one that was uploaded roughly 2 years ago, and have the other ones be able to be watched as essentially mistakes and failed attempts. Now, I might think of putting in timestamps and whatnot, or just cutting out a lot of this. You know, I might actually do that. So before I do anything, we're going to check. She's level 3, 77. I'm going to pause on this screen, and then I'm going to resume on this screen once she gets closer. I will let you know when I'm there. Alright, I hit resume, so that way I can show you how she's coming along, because she just got 2 levels. She got strength, some skill, some speed, a little bit of everything in those 2 levels, and I plan on continuing. I'm just doing this slight checkup so that way I don't get so tilted, because not talking, sitting here and trying to do this over and over when your character only has a 32% chance and it just went up because of her most recent level is a bit challenging. The nice thing is the fact that with luck, it also increases her hit chance. So, also, what I'm trying to do here is use tactics from all weapons have 1 durability, and from another video of all enemies have 99 luck. And I will be treating certain units as if all enemies on the map have 100 movement. I will be making very, very weird choices that I think would be the best for putting my characters in certain situations and whatnot. So otherwise, I will just be pausing, and I will show you guys her progress in a couple or a few more levels. I don't want to record too much, because otherwise it could crash my computer or just not have enough space on it in order to download the file, and I could lose it. Alright, doing a quick resume to show you something that I figured out. So, a couple of other things that I will be treating is if all enemies will attack first, which is similar to, I think, the Revengeance mode, or whatever it's called, from the one game that Mangs played that was modded with, I believe, the Light Magic Lord, Jake the Cavalier, the Villager George, a bunch of other stuff. I don't remember what the mod or the ROM hack was called. All I know is that it was one of the more popular ones, where Yagen's name was Donovan, and he could use bows. So another thing, or a couple of other things that I will be treating, is I will be taking tidbits of information that I found from a bunch of different videos over the course of 2 years that I've managed to glean from them. One thing that I figured out, though, is if I have them set up like this, I can just sit there, spam attack with Vanessa, and seeing as rescue or any interact is the tile above, I can just grab wait. And seeing as he's the only one next to Franz, I can just take, drop, and wait. And attack is always on the top. So, one thing I found out is if I truly wanted to, I could go up, grab her, spam attack, get the XP, spam rescue, wait, spam take, drop, wait, and end. All very quickly. Irika got 1 level up because I'm accidentally forgot Vanessa too close to the boss, and he switched to the hand axe. So I managed to get a level up on her, which was only speed. And I did get a level up on Vanessa, which increased her skill and HP. I will be pausing and going back to getting more levels. Okay, so this is her level now. She got another piece of skill, another piece of speed, another piece of HP, and her javelin broke. So I've decided to swap them out with Franz. Now the thing is I can always buy more javelins, but I want to make sure that I get all of my units up roughly the same amount of levels, so that way they can continue. Another thing I forgot to mention was the fact that I'm giving them a lot of supports. I may not be using them for combat, but if they have decent enough supports and enough of them, then what they can then use is have more avoid, have more defense, have more basic stats that allows them to take more hits. Another good thing is having Gilliam support with Mulder, because it increases his resistance, and when it comes to dealing with moguls and a bunch of mages that will be coming up on later levels that I will have to deal with, it would be great to have his resistance a tad bit higher than 3. He already has decent enough HP for being a level 4 knight. So that would allow him to be able to take more hits. Same thing can go for a lot of the other units down here. He may only have one support with his dad, but that doesn't entirely matter. We're not worried about anything with these units except for the supports. If they end up dying, then that clears up their support space for someone else. Another thing is the same thing for Seth, Franz, and Irika. If Seth dies, then that clears up supports with Irika and Franz, allowing them to support with people like having her support Ines, so that way she's by a ranger unit that can cover her from other ranged enemies, seeing as she is sword locked, or having him be able to have better stats with axes by having him pair up with someone like Amelia. I don't think I have Amelia as one of my units. I check. Also, one thing I think my brother thought would hinder me is the fact that in his video, he even states this. I do have Amelia. She's right there. So he said that he was trying to take all of the magic users and all of the healers. I grabbed Archer as fast as I could. His luck isn't the greatest, but if you steal her... Wait, no, she doesn't have a luck-based item. She has a speed wing. I'll get to that later. So, a luck-based item I could take from Tethys and give to him. There's also a few other items I could take and give to him. I plan on having Franz go into being a great knight with a higher strength cap and whatnot, and I plan on feeding him as many of the strength items as possible, because I know Archer can cap his strength. I took Rennek just because he's a thief that I can use for stealing items and whatnot. He took Colm, so all I'm going to use Colm for is the basic item stealing early in the game and opening the chests that I need. So the reason I wanted these 3 is Knight's Crest from the first guy, I wanted the Guiding Ring from the villages, and then I wanted the Elysian Whip from Chapter 8 Castle. So these 3 guys, going from the starting missions, will all be promoted. I will have immense movement. I will be able to drop Colm down by her, steal her item, and then canto him away so she doesn't die. So that way I can have a speed wing. I plan on getting her a lot later in the mission. And one thing I will be doing just to prevent her from dying in an actual mission is I will be having her go through Tower of Volney. I wasn't originally planning on the Tower of Volney when I started this with my siblings, but one thing I will be doing, seeing as it technically isn't against exploiting, and instead it's just grinding, I will be removing all items obtained in the Tower of Volney. I will not be allowing myself the rune swords and whatnot. I will be doing it purely for the XP. And then I will be getting her up to where everyone else is. Now, I will be getting one hero's crest, which will be given to him. All other items that I need or that I get for promotion and whatnot will be sold, except for one of them, which will go to her. Everyone else here, or these 4 units, or these 3 units right here, are already promoted. The only ones I need to worry about are these, or, well, he's also promoted, so I don't need to worry about him either. So the Ocean Seal I can sell for more money, because I won't be needing to worry about Colm or Ross, because normally you turn him into like a pirate, just so that way you can get the better stats from him becoming pirate, and then the better stats of him becoming berserker. I won't be needing his Elysian Whip, which I can sell. I will be utilizing all of their units, or not all of their units, but all of their items. So Cormac's Killer Lance will come in handy. The hatchet, the silver weapons, all of his items will come in handy. Going to be split up between Archer and LRHL. It's good to know that I won't need to worry about Ewan. The only issue is seeing as she has Ewan, I won't have any dark magic. And one of the main reasons why I plan on going Irika's route is because he has Null and I have Dusel. When I have Dusel, I can literally just move Ephraim out of the way and take his items. I also shouldn't worry about how strong or weak Ephraim is, because I will still be feeding him all the kills. I won't need to worry about these 2, meaning I can just keep these 2 near the beginning of the map and just have them hold items for Ephraim for Chapter 8. So I'm not worried about any of that stuff. Any of these other units that you see here, I'm not too worried about. Dozela, he's not the greatest. Null, not the greatest. She joins way too late. Those 2 are okay for movement, but I'm not too worried about them because they won't come in clutch in any scenario. I can support them together and then just have them canto people around and use them for utility. But other than that, these 2 are going to be really good cannon fodder. Amelia, or not Amelia, Nimi, good cannon fodder. I won't need to worry about her. All fire magic will be going to him. I will be having her. Actually, I just realized, seeing as he's light magic and will be S ranking that, for Animo magic, I could level her up. Oh, I normally don't do that with her, though, because she can become Valkyrie or Mage Knight. I still want her to learn Staff so I can have the Latona. So, Ivaldi, Latona, Nidhogg, Garm, Aldhuma, Vidofnir, and the rest are extras. So I've actually thought every single unit through on how I plan on using them late game. Of course, I could have him do either Aldhuma or Garm, but what I plan on having him be is Aldhuma, because he's going to use it and utilize it better than Dusel. Dusel is just going to be there as like a secondary character that I can use. So for the final boss, I could have Dusel go up, hit him, transfer it to someone else here, and then have him grab it off of them and have him attack. I could have her take it off of him. I'm thinking way too ahead. I'll just think of that once I get there. But otherwise, you should essentially get the gist of what I'm saying. If you've played it before, you can picture it in your head and kind of picture what I'm saying, but I don't think I should be doing that right now. Instead, I will be focused on getting him to a higher level, so that way his stats are similar to... I was on the wrong keyboard. I have to have another one in because my arrows don't work. So I want to get his stats similar to hers. She's fast enough to double almost anything and everything. She has good enough strength for being a Pegasus Knight. She has great skill. She has really good defense and resistance. Okay luck. And for a Pegasus Knight, her HP is looking really, really nice. Especially for her being level 8 and having 22 of it at a base of 17 at level 1. So her stats are stacking up really nicely. I think a few of them are below average, and a couple of them are above average for her stat growths. For Franz, we need to get all of his stats up, so I will be doing that here shortly. All right, I will be pausing and getting close to beating the level, and then I will resume, finish the level, and then end recording. Okay, so as you can see, his health is lowered, and if I am to go over, hold up, I gotta click back on it. If I'm to go over and show you this unit, you can see that she's leveled up. And not only that, but she's close to another. The reason being is I took his javelin and I gave it to her. He only managed to get one level up because I don't want to have him end up dying. And the other thing is I should feed more kills to Irika so she's a bit stronger. I've not been lucky in her stat growths recently, and she has only strength. I did use her a little bit in order to attack the boss a couple of times earlier, but what I need to do is just straight up kill him. You are the mighty lance sponge that helped level up my units. We're going to see what the last level up is, and then this will be the end of this. Strength, speed, luck, and defense. Those are all of the things that I would love to see in an Irika level up because of, well, her stats being what they are at the moment. So one thing I did figure out is having Seth near Franz does like 2 more damage. He has 2 more avoid, or like 2 more points of avoid. So if I am to show you him now, his avoid is like 25. And I believe if I move him to like right here, he lowers his avoid. His hit is 114, attack is 10, crit is 8. But the second I move Seth near him, crit 10, attack 11, hit 116. So he buffs all of those stats, which is quite nice. He does the same for Irika, so avoid 30, hit 106, move her there. Oh, I think it's because he was already in range. So if I move him all the way down here and show you, bam. Super helpful to have those on a unit. So I'm going to seize. Oh, I should have had showed what turn it was on, but you should see here how much time it took me in order to do this mission. It jumped up that much. So I've completed that mission, and I've managed to grind all my units up to a pretty high level. Here we'll be getting Archer, which is that unit, and Loot, which we'll steal everything from and use as cannon fodder to lure the boss to where we want it. Otherwise, that is it. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see y'all in the next one.